Hi, I'm going to read this off of 'cause I didn't give myself enough time to memorize this whole spiel that I have. So I'm going to read it off of my computer. Now, I know how this is going to start off sounding, but just stick with me. My story gets really good towards the end, okay? I'm going to pull an M. Night Shyamalan on you if you've ever seen a movie of his, like The Village or The Sixth Sense. I'm going to give you a twist ending, okay? So remember, just stick with me. And even if you have a lot of pride and already know what it is I want to say, just swallow your pride and wait till I'm done, okay? Because not everyone knows what you know. So chill. So there are four powers of the universe. They are electromagnetism, magnetism, strong and weak nuclear forces, gravity, and yeah, and gravity. And I'll explain one of those so that you'll know what I'm talking about. In the middle of every atom of matter within the universe are the three energies of protons, neutrons, and electrons, the ratio of which is what makes hydrogen different from titanium, whatever. Now, I think it's common knowledge that like charges repel and opposite charges attract. If that's the case, then what's holding them together in the nucleus of an atom if they're just protons and neutrons? Crazy glue. No, I'm joking. Um, uh, So yeah, what's holding them together in the nucleus of an atom if they're just protons and neutrons? The nuclear strong forces, and it better be strong too. Because if you break it up open with enough heat and pressure, say with a piece of plutonium or uranium, you get a really big boom. You get Nagasaki and Hiroshima all over again. So, it's a physical impossibility to bring those four powers together into one single unified mathematical theory, which ironically enough is what the end goal of physics is, and what Einstein spent his last years trying to prove or do without any success, unfortunately. Well, there's something over at MIT called supersymmetry going on, and that is an attempt to come up with the grand unified mathematical theory. And they've surmised that exactly 1 times 10 to the negative 43rd of a second after the Big Bang, those four powers were together into one big power. Now, I'll describe the numbers so that you know what I'm talking about. Take the left side of the screen as the beginning of time and the present day as the other side of the screen. If you take that with 15 billion years worth of time in between. If you take that first second worth of the beginning of time, right after the Big Bang, on the right side of the screen, right or left? I don't remember. Anyway, if you take that first second worth of time and chop it up into 43 parts, that first part is when all of those four powers were together and what that number describes. Now, the reason why we can't go back any further than that is because heat and pressure oscillating so much that any set system, like math or physics, pretty much goes out the window. Reality as we know it holds no sway. So it's because of all that sciencey jazz I just spilled out to you. I'm going to go from that extreme over to the other extreme, which is the saying, when you do things correctly, people won't know you've done anything at all. Find a nice, comfortable spot right in the middle and say that that is the moment whenever the Almighty took a piece of himself and said, hey, let there be universe. Basically, any further than that, 2 plus 2 instead of equaling 4 might equal fish. So, um, yeah, basically, middle. Yeah. Well, what happens when you're an extremist? And you make them out to be enemies. You either A, become a really conceited atheist who thinks that, for lack of a better word, your God skips the world. Or, on the other side, you launch a crusade on the whole land trying to make everyone think like you do. And when that doesn't work, you get mad, and 1,000 years later, you launch planes into big buildings. So, either way, not a good idea. Middle. Yeah. Okay. Oh, another thing is that when you become an extremist, you either, like some Jews, go ahead and off the entire the savior of humanity that is Jesus, and like most Christians or Catholics, remember Catholics are Christians. you launch a crusade on the Holy Land trying to make everyone think like you do, and when that doesn't work, 1,000 years later, you get mad and launch planes and do big buildings like some Muslims do. Next in line are the Mormons. Anyway, yeah. If loving the Lord is wrong, then I don't want to be right. Basically, I wasn't designed to be totally logical, and everything I just said can only be proven with something that has comparable conditions. When you experiment on something that has comparable conditions to the Big Bang singularity, and the only thing that'll do that was with a black hole, and we all know how easy those are to come by. And even if they were easy to come by, we all know that they so get back all this information. They don't suck anything in, right? Anyway, so yeah, my personal theory: a black hole is a gateway into the afterlife itself, which you would have to die in order to go into. So it kind of works out, I guess. Anyway, but yeah. Anyway, CEO of the Mark II brain, Eric Garcia, signing out. Bye.